Hello, this is McGarren Flack, just here to give you some instruction on how to use Photoshop. This is done on a PC. You want to come over to the left-hand side, go to Create New. Select that. It'll bring up this window. You can do Recent, Saved, and if you're going to do the same type of image over and over again, going to Saved really does help. Off to the right-hand side here is this nice window. Click on the top there. This is going to be the title of whatever your assignment will be. You don't have to type in anything there. You can do that as you save it. But we'll just title it Test. This is set to width of 8 inches. You might have something that is defaulted at pixels. Make sure that you click it in the window there and select inches. Height is 12 inches. That gives us the orientation of portrait, not landscape. So if it is highlighted blue, that will switch the direction. So now it's currently at landscape versus portrait. I'll select orientation of landscape. Resolution for most assignments are going to be 150 pixels per inch. That means there's 150 pixels per every square inch in this assignment. And you can change this to 300 if you want something a little bit more detailed, or you could set it at 72 if you want something that you're going to submit for the web. Make sure your color mode is set to RGB. We do not want to have it at grayscale. We want it at RGB. And 8-bit. And the background, we'll just do something simple, have it as white, and click Create. Now your space should look something similar to this, except it will be defaulted like this. So when you want to change your workspace, this is called your workspace layout. You have on the left-hand side, this is called the left toolbar. You can see that there are icons for various tools that you can highlight over to select and use for whatever you're going to be editing. This up in the top is called the tool options bar. If you select a tool, like here we have the paintbrush selected, it goes dark and it changes all of the settings up here at the top for your options bar. If I select the move tool, you can see that all of these options change at the top depending upon what tool I select. Off to the right hand side of the screen, these are called your windows. You can have various windows open depending upon what tools you're going to be using and what quick access you want to have. So if we go to Window up in the top, select that and go down to Workspace. You're going to select the default painting right here. What that will do is that will change various options off to the windows. Your colors will be selected, or swatches. If you just have swatches and you don't have colors, you can come up to Window, select it, and down here it says Color, or you can select F6 and that will bring up your color window. Then you should also have an option of brushes. These are brushes that you'll be using for your painting. And then down at the bottom here, you'll have layers. And if I click on layers, it will automatically bring it up so that I can see layers. Now, to quickly paint something here, I'm going to select this icon down in the bottom right-hand corner. It looks like a page with the corner that is bent. If I select on that, it will create a new layer. This is nice because when I select paintbrush over on the left-hand side, right there, and I have this set up at size 70, and off to the right here it shows that it's a soft round brush that I'm going to be using, and I'm selected on layer 1 off to the right, and down to the left these are the colors that I have. Now I can select the colors differently just by bringing my mouse over and selecting whatever color I want to have to paint with. So I have this dark brown and I start to paint or draw onto the surface. If you have a pen or a tablet, the harder you push, the darker it's going to get. Off to the right hand side here, you can see this layer. If I click on this eye, it will hide the information in that layer and it just shows the background. But for right now, I'm going to show it because up in the top left hand corner, once you're done with your project, you go to File, Save As, and here you can save it in your documents, you could save it on a thumb drive, you could save it wherever you want. Just select the area where you want to save it. This will be the title, your file name. And everything will default save at PSD. PSD is the Photoshop document. If you save it as a Photoshop document, it will save it in layers. Layers are what we talked about over here. If you save it as a JPEG, so if I select PSD here and go down to JPG or JPEG, if I select JPEG, you can see that layers is no longer selected. You cannot save layers in JPEG. So I would recommend saving your document as a Photoshop document. So here it is titled test. I'm going to save it as test. Yes, I want to replace the one that's already on there. So it will save it as a PSD. Then I will come back up, go to File, Save As, select the Photoshop document, go down to JPEG. This is the file that you will be submitting for all of your assignments, is a JPEG. But I also, just so you know, would recommend saving a PSD. Once you've clicked Save, yes, I'm going to replace that test. Make sure that you have your quality set at 12, which is maximum. It will give you the document size here. So it's about a half megabyte because there's not much information there. Click OK. And you are basically done. If I click on Documents and I go to the top, you can see there is my JPEG image to be able to submit for the assignment.